what is it, morning, evening, afternoon? No, it's still morning because I'm just seeing you right now. Good morning to everybody that's tuning in. Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen, my little tiny kitchen in Queens where I make curry. My name is Nupur and I teach online cooking classes. I do vegetarian Indian food. That's enough about me. Let's just jump right into the recipe. So today my daughter wants to eat some Tex-Mex style food, and I decided to make mushroom fajitas for her. So why don't you just jump right in and join me and let's do this together, right? So let's get started. I am going to give you 3 seats into this setup so we can go through this together. All right. Everything is right here. Quickly, the things that we need for this recipe are some good old mushrooms, you know, the ones that come in that blue box, those notorious mushrooms that everybody has. So this is that. We also have, I have some cabbage that I've shredded, and you'll see how simply I'm going to treat it just so that it'll have that right amount of crunch. I've also taken some leftover bell peppers that I had, and these are those little peppers that you get in a bag. So this is that. I'm going to be using some taco seasoning, which is from regular taco seasoning from the supermarket. I will use some lime juice, some garlic salt, and some onions. What's fajita without onions, right? So I'm going to take this onion and I've cut it into wide strips. She doesn't like too much onion. If I'd just been cooking for myself, I would have put a lot more, but because she's not a fan of onions, I won't be doing that. We have this going. Now I'm just going to start out with this, and then we'll move on to all the other accoutrements, if that's a word. I don't know the Spanish word for it, but that would have been perfect, right? To say a Spanish word that meant accoutrements. All right. Okay, enough goofiness, right? So, actually, you know what? I'm thankful that you allow me to be goofy with you guys. That's fun. Okay, so I'm going to take this taco seasoning and actually empty it out. I try to get a lot of mileage from this, and I try not to overuse it because they do have preservatives. So this was already a half a packet, out of which I've used about this much. To this, I'm gonna add some lemon juice or lime juice. This is actually lime juice, but you can use whatever you have. You can even use fresh limes if you have them. I'm also gonna use some oil, and I'll give it a good mix, right? Just like that. Kind of pasty, but mix it in. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour this right on top of these mushrooms. These are just basic mushrooms. You can do the same thing with portobello mushrooms. You can do it with whatever mushrooms you have. And I'm gonna divide the other half of it and put it right here on top of the bell peppers. So there's already salt. This is already perfectly seasoned, so I don't want to overdo it. Right? There you go. And then I'm going to give it a massage. I will add some cilantro, just because I love cilantro. You know, there are certain times in your life when you're just so proud that you're Indian. One of my proudest feelings of being Indian comes when I have to make Tex-Mex, and I know that I will always have cilantro in my fridge. Ta-da! That's what you get for being Indian. So I'm going to go in here and give this a good massage. If you feel like you want to, you know, add a couple of tablespoons of water, you can, but you actually see that this takes on the seasoning really well. And the fact that you add a little lemon juice and you add a little oil helps the seasonings to stick really well. Just make sure your mushrooms are washed nicely. People say just wipe them dry, but I just don't feel comfortable wiping it because sometimes the grit just remains. And you can do this with any kind of mushrooms, okay? Look how pretty. See that? Oh my God, yeah. And then we're gonna jump into the bell peppers and give that a good massage. Look, this one is dying to jump into the pan for whatever crazy reason, bro. Alrighty. There you go. So it gets well coated just with a little bit of oil. If you don't do oil, you can totally use water and lemon juice to make that paste so that it'll coat up nicely. And I've also added some cilantro here. So I'm gonna let this sit for a couple of seconds. I will turn on my pan because I have to heat up my tortillas. Yeah. And believe it or not, I'll cook the mushrooms right here on top of this skillet. So you're gonna see that going on. I do have some stuff here, so I'm actually gonna just add some water and scrape it off the sides. Just a little bit, you know. And while my mushrooms are gonna grill, I will tell you what I did with the cabbage and what I'm gonna do with the guacamole that I made. All right, so this is just a little extra seasoning water, which I'm gonna hold on to. If I need to add some more steam to the pan, I will use it just to baste things with. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a little paper towel, clean my hands. Alrighty, so this just really doesn't need a whole lot of time. That's what I love about dishes that are not meat based, that you don't have to marinate it for long hours of time. Just gonna hit it with a little oil. Zhuzh it. Is that a word? Zhuzh? Yeah. It's not in the dictionary yet, but it will be soon. Do you feel like in the middle of the week when you get bored of eating your own food, do you not want to eat something different? I get like that. I don't know. Let me know what happens in your family. Does that happen? Your kids are like, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that. Okay. All right. So this is going to heat up. It's going to take a few seconds. And we are going to just take all our stuff. And believe it or not, this is super easy. Like, this is such a no-brainer. I'm just going to pile it up right here. Just make sure that the surface is super duper hot and that it is actually touching the surface. And you'll see as it sits on the skillet, it's going to get such a beautiful char. Oh my God. I've also done this recipe in a wok, like in a Chinese wok, and that works beautifully too because all the mushrooms get beautifully caramelized. And life is good, you know, when you get a nice caramelized mushroom and you bite into its meaty texture, with all the garlic and all the taco seasoning exploding in your mouth. That's a good feeling, bro. Okay, so I'm just gonna fill in, you know, whatever little pieces, and at this point I'm gonna turn up the heat so it might get a little smoky in here. I'm hot, and then the food is hot, and the weather is hot. Oh my God, there's a lot of smoke here, baby. Somebody needs to bring some dessert. It's getting hot in here. I'm just being so silly today. Don't ask me why. All right, so while all of this is happening, I'm going to quickly tell you the simplest thing that I'm going to do. You know what? I'm just going to use the same pan. So what I will do is I will combine the mushrooms, the leftover mushrooms, and my peppers. Pepper. I always say pepper, like the Queen of England. But I am not a Queen of England. I'm the Queen of Queens. The Queen from Queens. All right, so I'm going to go in here. I took my mushrooms. I put them away. Now I'm going to use this pan. And you'll be surprised how simple this thing is, what I'm about to do. All I'm going to do is go in with some salt. Just, you know, regular good old table salt. I'm using Himalayan pink. You can use whatever makes you happy. Happy. Yeah. And I'm going to add, boom, like a little garlic salt. And let's see, a little bit of chile lime dressing, and this is from Trader Joe's. You may or may not have it. If you don't have it, you can totally skip it. Just use some nice paprika, or what is it called, hot salt or something, right? You can use that. Oh, this smells incredible right now, bro. Okay, I'm gonna go and put a lot of lemon or lime juice, whatever you have. You can also do this with vinegar. It has a nice sharp tang. And then just gently, just, you know, coat it. Yeah. See that? Just give it a nice, gentle toss. Add some, bam, cilantro. Listen, I'm not Mexican and I'm not from Texas, but I love Tex-Mex. So I just do all these crazy variations of it whenever, however I can. So thank God there is no contest. But you know what? Once you taste it, maybe I'll win the contest. How about that? Oh, I'm making you hungry. Come on over, Regina. You're welcome to join me, sweetheart. That's the whole point. Like, you know, the aromas, it's so good. Like when the taco seasoning starts to finally cook up, honey. So I'm going to give it a flip, and then I'm going to start gathering them to one side of the skillet because I still have to make room for the rest of the peppers that need to be cooked, right? Do not lower the heat at any point. If you have a cast iron skillet, do it in that. Mine is a well seasoned. It's supposed to be non-stick, but I've actually used so much darn oil on this thing that it's just become like a plancha. Believe it or not. My Indian values have oiled the crap out of this thing. But it's a good thing if you're doing like a sizzler, you know, like a fajita sizzler. Oh my god, imagine like piling all the mushrooms, everything onto a hot skillet and then sticking in an ice chip and sticking in some butter to create that sizzling sound with some roasted corn. Oh my god. Can we have a party soon? Can somebody come over to my house so I can cook for you and feed you this? Yeah. Let's do this, man. Okay, so I piled this on over to the side and I'm gonna take the rest of my stuff. Now it does get a little sticky here, so if you want to deglaze it, you can either deglaze it with this water, so that kind of adds some flavor back to it. You see how it immediately creates that sizzle? Yeah. And then I'm gonna pile up the rest of the stuff that was remaining. You don't want to overcook the peppers, so do the mushrooms first. Do not try this at home like I'm doing with the hands, okay? Do try the recipe at home, but don't be careless. My hands are a little immune because I always work with high temperatures. But you should totally use tongs and do it. And then when it's ready, you go to your poolside, in your backyard, hang out over there, have a couple of beers. Oops, I shouldn't be talking about that. What if you really take my advice seriously, huh? All right, so I'm going to just make sure that this is sitting right on top of the flame because this part really needs to get the heat. I will add a little oil just to get it going. And to this side of the mushrooms, I'm going to add all of this leftover. I tell you what, Mexican restaurant will smell as good as my kitchen smells right now. I think it's a pleasant change for my family that always smells Indian food smelling coming out of here. But I'm telling you, if you live in Queens, you should eat like a king. There is so much variety in Queens. There's no reason to eat boring food every day. All right, let me quickly bring you over to this is one avocado, which was not doing too good on the inside, so I scraped out all the darkened parts. To this, I've added some onions. Like I said, she's not a fan of onions, and I'm just going to check for seasoning. Great. I might just add in some chili lime dressing. And it definitely needs a little more lemon juice. Lime juice. Why do I keep calling it lemon? I'm crazy. When I have lemon, I keep calling it lime. Duh. Report, you need to wake up. What you been smoking? I don't smoke and I don't drink. I have a high on life. So I don't need to escape it because I love my life. All right, and if you come meet me every day, you'll start loving your life too. That's the power of infectious laughter. I hope that's a good thing, right? Okay, time to go under and give it a very gentle flip. Yeah, man. I hope my fire alarm doesn't go off. That thing hates me, especially when I grill stuff or do smoke-causing things. But, you know, it's for my protection. I get it. And if you're working with a metal thing, try not to scrape the surface of this. So just go under and gently scoop it up. Are you seeing the color that's on these things? Oh my God, these mushrooms are life. I could eat this every day. And you know, even if you're oil-free, you could still make this and it tastes absolutely delicious. Just make sure you have a really good pan. And that could be your best friend right there. Okie doke. So this is looking good. I'm going to just get a little more color for a bit. And then we're going to start putting this fajita together. The more we cook together. I keep forgetting that you guys are not 2 years old. The happier we'll be. Because your friends are my friends and my friends. You know what? I'm getting a crazy idea. Maybe I should just get in there and also char some of my cabbage. I mean, you know, there are no rules. After Corona, you really think there are any rules? Hell no. Whatever we knew as rules in anything are broken or completely irrelevant right now. Okay, so I got some of those in there. Now I'm gonna plate these out. And finally, we will assemble this. Now, if you're watching and you think that this is something you would make for your family, you know what? Share this on your Facebook page. Give it a thumbs up. You can follow my page, Queen's Curry Kitchen, on Facebook. You can take one of my classes. All the information is on my website, queenscurrykitchen.com. Whatever level of cooking you have, beginner, advanced, intermediate, there is a class for you. And if you want to order any of my spices, get in there. It's all there. The ebook of the Vegan Indian Home, it's all there for you. And best of all, if you want to come over to my house and eat my food, I'll be happy to open the door for you, honey. Oh my God, you will not even believe. Just look at this guy. Check it out, right? Check it out. I sound like a 14-year-old who just saw a handsome dude somewhere. This is better than that, bro. That pleasure is short-lived, and this is so much fun. Okay, just gonna go into the cabbage, give it a flip. You see, it picked up a lot of the, what is it called? The drippings from the mushrooms and the, yeah. So it kind of got its own flavor. So I'm gonna not overcook it because I don't want it to be soft. But it's a nice thing to have, a bit of this, a bit of that. That's what keeps it interesting. Alrighty, so I'm gonna, you know, where should I plate this thing? Yeah, that's a problem. Oh, dude, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this right here. This is another one that I have. And yeah, and I'm gonna put it to warm up so that everything that I plate will stay warm. And then I'm gonna bring my daughter, my princess, to try everything. So you can actually do that. You can literally serve it on little, whoa, wrong one. You can serve it on little skillets, or you can serve it on little cast iron pans and stuff. Okay, so let that get hot. I'm gonna get this guy out of the way. Or should I? Oh, you know what? No, wait. I have a better idea. This is why they say you should plan everything. And then there's people like me who don't plan a thing. Except that we have to feed people and keep them happy. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring this guy right over here because we have to warm up our wrap. I'm not going to serve it in a traditional tortilla or a burrito, but I'm going to serve it with that. Okay, so let's just get in there. These are two, and I'm going to warm up. Whoa, only one of them. But that's a lot of food. Especially when you eat something that's crunchy and it's got vegetables and it's got guacamole going on the side, you really don't need a whole lot. And you know, can I give you a really good idea? If you made a big batch of this, so one day you could eat fajitas, the next day you could probably eat like a chipotle bowl and add some corn from your freezer or roasted corn or something. There's so many things you can do with this. So this could be like part of your meal prep, and then you're using it in different ways. And then the next day you can add some beans to it. Honey, you got to think ahead of the game, right? Okay, I'm not trying to overcook this thing. So I will serve everything on this skillet. And of course, when you see the presentation, you'll be like, why am I not invited to this party? You know what? Create your own party. And if you create any of the dishes that you see in my recipes, tag me. I would love to see what you made, how it turned out. I'd love to see you. So you can tag me on Instagram at Queen's Curry Kitchen. You can tag me on Facebook. That would be really nice, right? Okay, so we got this guy. I'm gonna take this and cut it into quarters. It's so big and so hot. Sherry, it's ready. All right, so I'm gonna cut it into, oof, super hot. Cut it into little tiny pieces. I also have that here. Boom. I have some of my cabbage slaw right there. I have my bam cilantro here, right? What else you got, Nipple? I have some tricks up my sleeve, honey. Oh, it's not over yet. I have some garlic salt. No, just garlic. I think it's just garlic powder. And I have some cheese. Let's do this, baby. Yes, I have some cheese. I don't want to overdo the cheese, but who doesn't love some cheese? Nobody likes to be cheesy, but everybody loves cheese. Yep, that's my story, morning glory. And I'm gonna put some chili lime seasoning. There you go. Some more cilantro. Now tell me, wouldn't you like to dive really deep into this platter and eat it like right now? Of course. Alrighty, so this was my platter for the day. Tex-Mex at home mushroom fajitas, just for all of you. Isn't that cool, or isn't that cool? Let me just sneak in right there and get a bite of one of these peppers and dip it in the guac and see what it tastes like. Of course, we have to do a taste test, right? Honey, not because I made it, but it's just so super duper awesome. You needed to be here. You need to eat this. And if you can't, then the next best thing is that you need to try this at home. Oh, it's too good. The creaminess of the guac, the crunch of the peppers, I hope you can hear me, the crunch of the peppers and the little char that it has, it's absolutely mind-blowing. So I cannot wait to deep dive into this and transport myself into some Tex-Mex world. Like always, thank you for joining me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself for the rest of the day. I might do an IG live. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you need to do that, because I'm doing a very special giveaway on Instagram and you could win some fantastic handmade coasters. Yes, if you tag your friends on Instagram, if you follow my page. So don't worry about anything. Eat your way into health. Eat your way into good, tasty food. And always, even though you don't live in Queens, eat like a king, baby. I will see you in the next one. Until then, mwah, be flavorful, be blissful. Don't do anything crazy. And remember, keep wearing your masks. It's not over yet. Eat this, try this, and if you make it, don't forget to tag me. Check out queenscurrykitchen.com for all the classes. You never know when you might need one. I'll see you in the next one. Take good care. Bye-bye.